Good evening. Okay, maybe what we can do is that we can wait for a little while, but we can keep it casual for now. Tonight, we actually uh, suppose to do group supervision for the mentors, except that we have a very, very interesting topic today. And that's where we want to invite the public even to join us. And we just take this opportunity to discuss. So do take note again that this is not a lecture. Do Although I do have prepared my slides to share with all of you, but it's not meant to be a lecture where I download all the information to all of you. I think what is more important in this mentor supervision is really to discuss and interact. In fact, it'll be great while we are waiting for the rest. It seems that there is quite a number of them that are interested in what that I'm sharing tonight. It will be a short one for an hour. Then again, if some of them come in late, then we have a shorter time. But the purpose of this invitation is really to discuss about this parenting, and especially when we realize that as parents, we actually have caused some hurt to our children in the past. And most probably, it was not intentional. And sometimes we did it because we thought that, oh, this is what my mom told me, or this is what that has been done to me, and or this is what I think that it is suitable. In fact, some of them even think, or some is even because the government encourage it. So it's all very interesting that it came out in the news. Denmark, right? Denmark recently, uh, a group of 700 over psychologists in Denmark actually came together, and they they want the government and even schools or whoever, even the authorities, to stop or to discourage cry it out method with babies. Ah, so again, uh, there are few. Today we have Douglas and Hannah, right? Both of you are our guests. And like I mentioned again, this is actually meant for mentoring, supervision, where we can discuss. Again, I hold it on Sunday night. Uh, is because uh, some of you may be available. But again, I also noticed that quite a number of you, because you are busy during Sunday. But nevertheless, Sunday night is the time that I find that it will be a good time where we can come together and share. Okay, Hannah, husband. Oh, Hannah got something to share. Okay, so let's hear from Hannah.
Roland,
Yes.
uh, that is my message to you.
Oh. Okay, okay. Okay, but hold on first, huh? Um, okay, hold on, I'm looking at the message. Hold on, just now I thought I saw a message. Hold on now. Um, how come I couldn't see the message? Ah, okay, all right. Um, okay. I'm getting some feedback, and then for example, there are constant argument and tension at home. So this will be a common scene, right? Common scene. I will assume that the constant argument will be between the husband and wife, the father and the mother, and to the point that it caused that kind of very tense relationship between the father and the mother. And again, just want to check, And in fact, I would like to find out more or to understand even better. It's just that I'm waiting. Maybe I'm just waiting for another few more minutes to see anybody is coming in. There is also other comment about husband scolding badly the child with small little things, scolding the wife every day. Ah, okay, right. So again, these are common sight that we are learning. Uh, well, in fact, I believe that it also happened with every family. So in this situation, this is where uh, the husband and the wife will need to really come together and to really learn about how to restore the relationship. So in this case, right, there are two situations that need to be addressed. The first situation, or should I say three? Three. First is yourself. Um, how are you going to manage yourself in this situation that uh, you are caught? And secondly will be, how are you going to partner or work with your spouse? So this is a very challenging thing. What if one of them willing to do something while the other spouse refuse? Now, what kind of situation will cause this? Is because one will think that he is right. In fact, both parties will think that they are right. So the father will think that he is right, the mother will think that he's right. So this one will need some kind of help and support. In fact, for for myself and my wife, we were actually doing couple mentoring, and many times we have to understand both of them, and not only that, it's also to help both of them to understand each other. And what are the ways? There are several ways. But before that, it's also important for both of them to be willing, to actually work out something. So this is really the challenge. Now, uh, actually, I would like it to be a little bit more interactive. Now, let's see how this is going to go. All right. So we have Hannah and Douglas. Okay, Gilbert, I know him. But I just want to see, Hannah and Douglas, what is your interest for joining this session? And what you can, do you mind, all right, if you were to share some of your challenges. Now, do take note again, at this point of time, when we all share, it's very important that we respect each other's view, we respect each other, the, the, the story that they're going to share or the struggle that they're going to share. And do take note that whatever we share, we'll keep it within this room, right? This Zoom room. But I would like to hear because rather than to do a lecture, right? To do a lecture, I would like, and since this is a small group, it'll be good that I can able to personalize it. I will able to contextualize it for you, so that I can really, whatever I share, I can gear towards what you really need. So, so if you don't mind, right? Let's see. Okay, Grace. Now, Grace, would you able to share with us what are your challenges and why you are interested to join this session? Grace? Hannah, Douglas. Yeah, I hope that to take this opportunity to understand uh, and actually I will appreciate if all of you were to on your camera because I'm seeing for the first time. And again, because I am not giving a lecture, although I do have 7 steps of restoration, but I think that I would like it to be more interactive, and will be appreciate if all of you could on your cameras and then we can see each other. All right. Yes, Grace.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I was plugging in the microphone just now. Yeah,
Okay.
but I will just remain not. I prefer not to show my face. Yeah,
Okay, can. But maybe
yeah.
what can do is can share with me what are your challenges or what are your struggle or what are you interested about like coming to this session?
Mm, I have two daughters. Okay, and one of them is learning quite independently. So far, she's not giving me any issues in her learning and friendship and all that.
Mhm.
So the older one is in secondary. Okay, so the younger one who is she tends to be have a more stronger character.
Mhm.
She knows what she wants sometimes, and she wants what she wants. So if sometimes we doesn't give in or try to tell her why we are not and try not to give her what she wants, or maybe just delaying something that she wants, it will very hard to handle her. Yeah, for me, I find that it's very hard to handle her. So because the two sisters is have a very different personality, so in deep down in my heart, I mean I will compare them, but then I'll try not to say it in front of them. Your sister wouldn't be like that when she was this years. No, I wouldn't say that. But it's just that I doesn't know how to handle her. I always joking with my friends, telling them that if sorry someone is coming in. Yeah. Yes, babe.
All right. So while we're waiting for Grace, Hannah and Douglas will also welcome that you can share, and especially I'm interested to know what interests you to join us. Again, Grace.
I
Oh,
have
Hannah.
sent you
Yes, Hannah.
the message. I
Yes,
sent you
Hannah.
the message. Maybe you can check the message.
Ah, okay. All right.
Hi, Roland, Douglas here. Sorry, give
Yeah.
me a sec. I'm trying to connect my headset. I seem to have some problem connecting to my
Mm,
headset. Because right now I'm on a speaker. Yeah,
sure, sure.
yeah,
But I'm able to hear you clearly, so that's
yeah.
good.
It's just that I prefer to speak through my headset. Right now through a speaker, I
Ah,
mean it's quite loud. Yeah. Just give me a
okay.
moment.
Mm,
Mm.
Yeah, hi, sorry, Grace here.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. Where am I?
I would like to know, Grace,
Yeah, yes.
for your daughter, your younger daughter, how old is she?
She's 11.
Okay, 11 now.
Mm,
All right, and then the elder daughter,
is 14.
14 now. Okay,
Mm,
all right. And it sounded to me that for your younger daughter, she has a stronger personality or character lah, compared
mm,
to the elder sister, right?
mm,
Okay, so this is very interesting because in our mentoring training, we did mention about personality.
mm,
And personality actually help us to understand uh, a lot better. And sometimes because of that, then that is able to help us in terms of our parenting style. All right.
mm, mm,
And yes, very interestingly, when you say, oh, two of my daughters, uh, they are different, right? They are different.
mm,
And this is also happening to me, even my daughter and my son. In fact, both of them. 5 years apart, but they were born on the same month and same date.
Mm.
Now, even then, they are totally opposite. Right? So again, astrology, what zodiac, all this, then we chun already lah. Not accurate.
Mm.
Oh, there's one more coming in. All right. So it's very interesting when you mention about strong character
Mm.
and strong personality.
Mm.
And okay. Okay, I will mute Douglas for a while first. Okay, now Grace, in that case, right, what are you interested to find out from tonight? Or what would you want to know about from tonight, so-called my sharing?
Mm.
Or what you are interested to find out?
Ways to handle my younger one.
Okay,
Or, yeah. Because sometimes when she wants and I try to explain to her, or maybe I give in already, I telling her I'm giving in you one step. I'm moving backwards one step, second step. Then the third step I cannot already. Then I cannot control my emotions, and then bad words, or maybe scoldings and all that. And I will try to push her away when I'm very, very angry. Yeah, as in ask her to get out of my room because I can't communicate with her. So I know that I accept, and I not accept, I admit that I'm I can't control my emotions sometimes, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That is also understandable. And also especially when we lose control of the situation or when we want to control them.
Mm,
So again, this is also an issue about control and power, or what we call power struggle. And also because you mentioned that your daughter got a stronger character. Now, again, I don't know about you, right? And that's why it's very interesting that in our mentoring training, uh, personality is the first thing that I start discussing, and to help mentors or parenting mentors to better understand this first. Because once you understand about personality, then that it can explain many things. All right. But Grace, before I come to you, now I want to check with the rest, and then to see whether what are the different challenges that all of you are having. All right, Grace. So
Okay.
for time being, thank you so much.
Thank
All
you.
right. So Hannah, maybe let's continue with you. Hannah, are you there?
Yes, I already messaged you. Maybe you can.
Yes, right. Okay. So in that case, do you mind if I read it out?
Can.
Hannah. Okay. So basically, you have a daughter, 6 years old, so still very young, and your difficulty is actually your husband not willing to change his parenting style, and then because of that, you are facing all this issue, like father scolding badly. Okay, good. Also scolding the one. Okay, so again, looks like the father has a certain temperament. So in this case, we talk about temperament. Now, um, this is also something that is related to personality. Now, again, for me to say that is related to personality, I'm also generalizing. Now, I have to admit that at this stage, I know very little of your children. I know very little about you. I also know very little about your spouse. So when we are doing this kind of discussion, there is a lot of generalization. There's a lot of stereotyping at this point of time in order to help it to easy to understand. And also because at this stage, I'm not able to so-called advise you or mentor you in the sense. So of course, in the mentoring that we're talking about is really to build a working relationship together. Then again, how to build the working relationship together? Firstly, understand the personality. Yes, there is also struggle. there are also challenges. There are already tension built up. And if that's the case, especially if you are a parent, how are you going to mentor your child? And not only that, right now, in this case, if we base on Hannah, there is another challenge where right now, husband and wife, you all have two different parenting styles. Now, these two parenting styles also it has to do with personality. So this is something that might be interesting, right? So today I may not stay to what I want to share about the restore framework, right? The restore framework at this point of time, I will only share next Sunday. So anyway, whatever I share is going to be spread out over a period. I also hope that with that, y'all can digest a little bit. And then after that, y'all go back. All right, y'all go back and then go and try it out. All right, you'll go and try it out. So Hannah, right now I know this situation, but I would like to understand right now your relationship with your husband. And if you don't mind, if let's say rated 0 to 10, 0 means really, really very, very bad. Now 10 is perfect. Right now your relationship with your husband is perfect. How would you rate?
6.
Okay, 6, right. So again, I'm using this different technique. This is what we call scaling. And why I use this, maybe just to let you know my background. Right? I was a full-time school counselor in my school. And when I was working in the school for 12 years, and I started as a physics teacher, and that's where I got a chance to be a HOD for student welfare. And during this period, I decided that I want to reach out deeply to my student, and that's where I decided to be a full-time school counselor in the school. And this is where I got to learn and equip myself with several counseling skills. And with the counseling skills, there's something that I can use to help my student and to work with parents. So again, right now, I'm using this technique called scaling. And where in this case, I ask 0 to 10, and where are you? So if I'm using Hannah as an example, your relationship with your hubby is 6. Wow. So 6 is good, right? At least it's not below 5. Uh, then Hannah, if you don't mind, share with me why you put the rate at 6. Right, Hannah, share with me. That means there must be something good. There must be something good. So why you rated at 6?
Um, why I rated 6? I can see some, although there's a difficulty situation in my families right now, but I can see the good part of my husband also lah. So
Ah,
it doesn't mean that he is very bad husband or very, very, very bad irresponsible husband or brothers. Just the words that he speak to us is quite hurtful. Yeah.
okay, all right, got it now. Thank you so much. Of course, with very, very little information, allow me to generalize, allow me to stereotype. And forgive me if, let's say, I'm not able to interpret very accurately, because right now I really got very, very little information. And of course, in this situation, I also know that it's not very convenient for us to go very, very in depth, right? Because all of us are around. Having said that, this is where also I would like to inform everybody that whatever that we discuss here, it will stay here, right? So we don't go and talk about it or go and tell anybody. Now, again, this is also something I advocate between a mentor and a mentee when I do my training, where it's very, very important for a mentor to have a code of practice or code of conduct. In other words, confidentiality is also a very, very important part of being a good mentor or effective mentor, right? It's just that over here, we are doing group mentoring supervision. So that's where we can share, we're allowed to share. Except that the rule will be whatever we discuss, we keep it here, right? We don't go and tell other people. So Hannah, yes,
Maybe can I add on something?
sure.
Okay, I so understand that my husband background, so that so because of his childhood family backgrounds, is affected him. So I can understand why he will become in like that.
Okay.
So I'm trying to. I cannot change him because it take time. Also, if the person is denying, it's very hard to change also.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is why I say he's not very bad, but I can understand why is it he becoming this way. Yeah.
Indeed, your husband is very, very fortunate to have you, being a very understanding wife, especially you know about his background. Then again, when we talk about background and the way that even he was being brought up, uh, has also definitely an impact, which in turn also means that how we treat our children when they were young, when they were baby, it will also affect them when they grow up. Now, why we have initiated this? Because we have received a news, right, from Denmark. And Denmark, all these psychologists all came together, and actually they very, very oppose a parenting method with baby, with infant, right? And that is to allow the baby to cry out. So what's the meaning of cry out? It means that when the baby is crying, you ignore the baby. Let the baby cry until it stops crying. Now, I wonder anybody, firstly, as parent, have you done this to your baby in the past? So again, cry out was actually a parenting method. In fact, Denmark, even the authority advocated, it's like,
The
oh,
cry that you mentioned, is it the sleeping crying out, or
yes,
I know
correct.
there is a sleeping train for the children
Yes,
when they was young.
yes,
They were just born, and then we just put them there and then let them cry.
yes,
Yeah.
correct. So you see, even such a method, after all these decades, psychologists realize that this method is actually very damaging to the baby, and especially after, right? After he or she has grown up to become a youth. In fact, there is an emotional hurt that actually caused to the baby without us knowing. We thought that, wow, the baby cried out until the baby sleep. Wow, very happy. Finally, it worked. And then we can have a good night's sleep when the baby can finally cry out and then sleep. And lo and behold, then we realize that through evidence, through research, they found that actually there is a negative impact. In fact, I have to also admit myself, right? When my son was a baby, I thought that the way to help my wife, right? Because my wife was really not sleeping for many like weeks already. And she was very, very tired. And she just couldn't have a good night's sleep. Until for me, I have to just uh, stop my wife from attending to my son when he was a baby and just to let him cry out. And that method actually worked. But again, then that's where we found out that actually cry out method is actually not good for his growth. And when I saw this news, I realized that now I can understand. I can understand why my son has a certain behavior right now. So my point is, sometimes the way that we did our parenting when they were young actually got an impact in our after that when we grow up. And likewise again, I really appreciate Hannah to able to understand your husband, where it could be due to his past, where how he was being treated, which in this case I don't know, but I just make some assumption where maybe he was being treated not correctly. Right. Now, it doesn't mean that he got a bad parent. So I believe all parents love their children, love the baby. I don't think any parent would want to hurt their baby in any way. It's just that sometimes because of how we have been affected and we transfer these so-called effect to our next generation, in this case, to the baby. So now you can see that how he was being treated, well, maybe by his parents. Right now, he is transferring the same thing to his children. And this is something that if we are aware, then at least whoever is being affected, the first thing to do is how can you help yourself to recover? In other words, right, for your husband, the very first step is to how to help himself to really regain or to recover or to overcome or to manage this. And this has to do with how he was being treated. It's just that with that, it has affected his growth. Most probably has affected the way the brain works, the way the emotion actually runs. And this is where, if possible, is to get so-called help or support. Now, this is not easy. This is not easy for a man, especially for a man to admit that there's something wrong with him. And likewise, same for me. So even for me, I would insist that I'm not the problem. Somebody else is the problem. And lo and behold, I realized that I have transferred some of this so-called traits or habit or behavior or effect to my children. In fact, I don't mind to share with you. When I was young, when I was a boy, when I don't do well, when I actually did very badly for my studies, my mom will cane me. Now, does that mean that my mom is a bad mother? No. She was not educated. She did what she know best. And she thought that if she cane me, I will work harder, then I will do better. If I do better, I will get good result. If I good result, I'll get better qualification. With better qualification, I'll be successful. So this is her logic. But then she didn't realize that actually I got hurt. To the point that it affected my confidence. And I can become very afraid. And because of that, it also has affected how I communicate with people, or even how I communicate with my wife and my children. And it was only when I come to one point that I realized that I need help. Maybe when I received, when I was trained as a counselor, I can apply some of this prevention or intervention measure onto myself. And that's how from there I'm able to recover. And likewise, mentoring. This is also what we that's just also what I did when I trained my learners to become mentor. Because with the mentoring skill, you also can use the skill to help yourself. And once you have done that, you can use the same mentoring skill to help others. In this case, able to help my children. So coming back again today, Hannah mentioned about the husband being temperament and then scolding when there's any issue, and then Grace for her daughter, especially the younger daughter, having a strong character. Right. Before I continue, I would like to ask Douglas and DT, whoever wants to come first, what interests you to come to join our session? Yes,
Yeah,
DT. Yes,
hi, Roland. Yeah, okay.
yes.
DT is me. I'm Douglas. Yeah, I reconnected, or rather, I connected a second line
Oh, I see.
because
Okay, okay, okay.
because I couldn't connect my headset to
Okay, sure, sure, sure. Yes, what
using my
interests you?
others.
Yeah, what is your interest to join us?
Yeah. Okay. I I think maybe let me start off maybe about 5 to 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what happened, but there it was the start of a communication breakdown between me and my spouse. Mm, sorry, can I check with you? Can you hear me clearly? If
I
I
can hear
s-
you. I can hear you very clearly.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah, and that was the start of the problem that we face. If I may summarize in a nutshell, it seems that everything I say or do seems to be cause my wife to be upset. So since then, I have started a very long journey. We tried a lot of things. We tried counseling, and of course, along the way, I've learned a lot now. I mean, starting from really the basics, like when you talk to the wife, she's not, or when the wife is talking to you, she's not looking for solutions. So I've been an engineer. I think the problem I face with is every time she says something, my first immediate thought is, oh, okay, what's the problem, and how do I solve it? How do I make things better for her and so on. But I mean, from there, I learned that no, she doesn't want that. She just wants listening ear, empathy, understand how she feels and so on. Yeah. So I thought that was it, but it seems like over time, I got it right certain days, but got it wrong most of the other days. Yeah. So it has been a long journey. Um, that uh, yeah, I'm in a situation where I'm constantly wrong, and causing her to be upset. Yeah, and uh, and it also has caused problems between me and my boys. Yeah, and yeah. So what you mentioned earlier about sometimes you have done things that you have hurt your family that uh, you may not even know. Yeah. So and I believe that, yeah, I I I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what have I done that have caused all this. Because prior to that, I mean, we were blissful. Yeah. We are really close family, and I really miss those times. Yeah, living in love. Um, yeah, but since that period 5 6 years ago, every day is really a challenge. Yeah.
Okay. All
Mm.
right. So Douglas, really thank you very much for being so open and honest to share with us, and this is actually very brave of you to do that, and then to share your hearts out with all of us. And this is also something that some of the couples that we are mentoring that they're also facing, right? I don't mind to share with all of you. Right here, you can see that there's one lady called Stephanie. In fact, she's my wife. Right? She's also my business partner, and she's really a very, very great support to what I'm doing here. Right? Now, having said that, it doesn't mean that we don't have issues and problems. And some of you that you're share is something that we can relate. I can relate. And again, is it easy to resolve? If anybody can tell that it's easy, then you know it's not true. So again, these are something that it cannot happen overnight. But what I hope tonight I can do for all of you is to give you some insight and direction. I'm not sure whether is it something that you have heard before. Now, if whatever I mentioned that is something that you heard before, then do let me know that whether you have tried or not. There are a few things right now that I hope that I can address it, and then for us to ponder over it. Firstly, in other words, in all these relationships, there's one thing that we need to do is to think and reflect upon ourselves first. Now, many times we want to think that we are always right. There's nothing wrong with me. This is where I'll encourage you to reflect even deeper. That in one way or another, uh, uh, to reflect about who you are, or even what you are, and what you have done in this relationship. But more importantly, is about yourself, that how have you been hurt through your parents' parenting in the past. So this one you will know yourself. And if there is some hurt, you may or may not think that it is important. But if you can recall that you have gone through that trauma, now I use the word trauma, allow me to use the trauma, because it's a trauma, that's why it has caused a very deep hurt in you, and that's where it causes how you able to build a positive relationship with other people, and in this case, is your spouse. For example, if you are a person who is easily depressed, when small little things and matters, and you start sighing, or maybe you put a long face, you become very sad so easily. Now, if you are constantly doing that every day or very, very often, then again, this may not be healthy. Now, as much as you say, this is me, this is who I am, I'm very emo, I'm very melancholic. Right? Yeah, I just feel melancholic, and that's why I think that's all right. This is me, you know. Now, do take note again, this is a negative narrative, a negative self-narrative. So just be aware that if you are always depressed and sad or sighing every day, then this is something that you need to take note. Right? It's not healthy for yourself and not healthy for the people around you. Why? It's because your emotion, if it's negative, you can transfer to your spouse, you can transfer to your children, especially your children. And in counseling, there's one term called observational learning. In other words, right, your children learn by observing what you do. So take note again. In other words, right from when they were baby, through the crying and through the seeing, through the hugging, or even no, they didn't have such experience, it will transfer to them. So this is also what we call transference. And while the other party is through observational learning. So it learns all this from you. So this is one. Next, another type of person. If you're always angry, you are easily agitated, and you are very short-tempered every day. Now, if this happens every day, then it also something means that something that is not healthy within yourself. And this is also something you need to take note of. Again, one more time. You can transfer this to your spouse, and you can transfer this to your children. One more time. Through observational learning, your children will inherit this emotion from you. Because they observe it every day. To them, it's like they almost thought that this is a normal thing. It is normal thing to be angry all the time. Likewise, again, for the first parent, the children will think that it's normal to be sad every day. And from there, that becomes them. And you will affect their neurons, the way the brain actually works. Of course, there are others who are always very critical, wants to always criticize others, blame others. And you're not at fault. Everybody is at fault, but not yourself. Now, that is also another form of personality. Now, I can go on. I'm just giving you some example. In other words, if some of this behavior, temperament, or emotion that are happening every day, and if it's affecting the people around you, do take note. There's something you can do about it. So likelihood, you will need some help for self-healing. You need to go through this process of healing. There are many, many ways. One way is, of course, go for some form of training, self-development. You can read self-help book. You can seek counseling. Some of them join community. Some of them learn through religion, through their faith, about forgiveness. So this will be some of this avenue for you to go through this self-healing. So right now, you ask yourself, right, do I need this process? Do I need this process? Again, it's very easy to say that there's nothing wrong with me. Now, if you to say that there's nothing wrong with me, allow me to rebuke you. All right, everybody will have some challenges and personal issues. So if you were to look deep in, then again, there's another type. Live in fear. Dare not to speak up. Avoid issues. Avoid this, avoid that. Do not want to speak up. Quiet. Keep everything inside. and that you have to bottle up all this inside you every day. Is that healthy? You may say that, oh, I'm being very understanding. Right? I'm being very understanding. I'm being nice. I'm being kind. So with that, you bottle up everything. Now that is also not healthy. So one of is to externalize. One, the other is to internalize all this negativity. So whichever case, any of this will still need healing. So seek help in this case. Now, let's turn this around. You may so say that, oh, but my spouse, right, my spouse got angry every day, keeps scolding me and keeps scolding the children every day. Okay. Now, of course, we may think that he's bad, but again, like Hannah would say, no, actually, he's being a responsible husband and father. So it's very interesting, right? So I would say that for people in this situation, he also needs healing. So what I would suggest is it's not easy to get your spouse to say that, hey, you need to go for healing, healing activity or healing program. I don't need, because there's nothing wrong with me. But you have something wrong with you. So you need to go for healing, not me. Now this won't work. Now take note again, husband and wife, you are a partner. It's a partnership. And I have more to explain. But at this stage, at this point of time, with all this very little information, my suggestion to you is both of you go through the healing process. So find some avenue. And firstly, it's not about you have a problem, you go and seek help. But rather is together we have a problem. Let's together we go and seek help.
Oh, Roland, I've got a
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Okay, I'm in a situation where my wife felt that I need to address my own healing. If not, we can't move forward. Which is the reason why I started my own journey. Then in this case, how I recognize it's important for the couple to do it together, but in this case, yeah, she's the one that say, yeah, the problem is with you, go and solve it. Yeah, how can I in turn ask her
Okay. All
to
right.
join together? Yeah.
Yeah. Since you brought this up, then that's where I want to raise another thing about personality. All right. So now we talk about individual healing. And then next is, especially if it's a partnership, then it's a couple healing. And this will need time. I need time. On the other hand, I want to bring in personality for now. It's because in personality, there are generally two types of personality. One is the extrovert. The other one is the introvert. And interestingly, in many marriages or couples coming together, many of them, they are opposite. In other words, one is being an extrovert and the other one being an introvert. Now, there's a reason. Now, again, because I was a physics teacher, I teach my student about North Pole attracted to South Pole. Positive attract to negative. You will never have a North Pole attract to a North Pole. Never. In other words, right, it is meant for two different personalities to come together. This is natural attraction. So firstly, right, what I can share with you, because you are here with me, I know that your spouse are not with us. But I would like to share with you first is that you and your spouse, you are perfect for each other. That's one thing that you need to know. Of course, this also something that your spouse need to know. Then again, it has to do now with your mindset. I know that at this point of time, you are the mover, you are the shaker, you are the first to initiate. Do take note at this point of time. I'm not saying who is right and wrong. In fact, in any relationship, there's no right, there's no wrong. It's not like Roland, wow, maybe very smart, means that I'm right. No. So this is something that firstly, whoever start first, right? In this case, of course, Douglas is you. Right? Hannah is you. Grace, you. You are the initiator of this so-called journey of restoration. Again, I'm not asking you to do it alone. It's just that you are the one to start this journey. And then, through your positivity, so that's why I'm encouraging you. You are perfect for each other. That one I'm very, very sure. And this is something that you need to believe. There is nothing wrong in terms of attraction between you and your spouse. That's the reason why in the first place you came together. So do take note of that. Then again, why after a while there are problems like what Douglas, right? When you started this marriage, it was very blissful. And again, why things turn out that way? Again, I will introduce another term. It's called transition. Because in any phase or in any journey of development, there always be transition. And what entails transition? It means that when you transit to something else will be different from the original state. So the moment there is a transition is different. So the challenge right now would be this couple who are perfect for each other, now going to another transition. How are they going to come together and continue to face this transition together? Then this is a journey. So in other words, firstly, you all need to believe that you are perfect for each other. And in this journey, what has gone wrong? So do take note again. When I say that, firstly, there are two main type of personality. One is extrovert, one is introvert. They are perfect for each other. It's because extrovert can do what introvert cannot do. What introvert can do, extrovert they cannot do. And when they come together, and if they are able to learn to leverage on each other's strength, they become perfect. So this is my encouragement to all of you. All this difficulty, it just means that you have not found a way to leverage on each other's strength. So with that, this is where I will encourage you, firstly, one more time, to believe that you are perfect for each other. Secondly, you are going through a transition, especially those with babies, those with children growing up, especially when they've gone from one school to another school, one level going to another level. Each of these transition cause that kind of tension and stress to this partner. So this partner right now need to know how to work together and put their strength together and then to manage these challenges. The moment that they can find how to work together, that is love. Before that, I know it's passion. But now the sex hormone, everything has already dissipated. So right now, again, one more time, you are in a transition to learn or to appreciate or to grow this love, this love. So do take note again of this. So since you are perfect, then the question will be, how will you behave in front of your spouse? So again, because now you are the mover, you are the first correspondent. What will be the proactiveness that you can do? So this is something that is within your control, right? This is something you can do. And Hannah is right, right? I don't expect my husband to change. And you're right. Don't expect our spouse to change. Because only they can change themselves if they want. So do take note again, another so-called principle is that we cannot change our spouse, but we can change ourselves. All right. So again, Douglas, you are doing it right. Continue this, whatever you're doing. So right now, Douglas, for you is a matter of time. All right. Now, does it mean that you are totally wrong and your spouse or your wife is totally right? Now, one more time. No. If both of them are totally right, then both of them are also totally wrong. So if this is a partnership, it's really about learning to accept yourself, change yourself, and at the same time, right, to accept your spouse. I know that it will be a challenging journey for Douglas and even Hannah. It won't be easy. So in other words, right, you will be looking out for another possibility is, can we go through this healing together? This will be something that you will find opportunity to impress upon your spouse. Can we go through this together? And this will be my advice for those, firstly, we're talking about spouse relationship, is to uh, either get a couple mentor or again, to really go to a counseling session. I understand. One of the party or one of the spouse, right, will not take counseling very well. Right? We will not take counseling very well because maybe the spouse will think that there's nothing wrong with me. Why do I need to go for counseling? So if this is a situation, I can suggest another thing. Join a community. Right? Join a community where everyone or some of them have similar situation. Or join a community that allow some uh, so-called activity that is family-based first. Do not attempt to try to change the other person. I would say that now take this opportunity to invite your spouse to join a community with some activities that's either meant for couples or meant for family. For me, I am very fortunate. For me, I got a chance to go to a church. I can be honest with you, now my wife is right in front of me. Right? Our marriage were on the rocks. Right? And yes, I used to think that, wow, I'm right. My wife uh, uh, is not correct. Right? My parenting style is better. Her parenting style is no good. I would think that I am better than her. And again, but I realized that I was wrong. So again, when I join a community, so I'm not saying that you join a church. Huh? My point is that look for a community where actually give you the opportunity to have a family activity. Firstly, that is can create positive emotion. Right? Positive emotion. So once you have that, then that is where you will be given opportunity. Of course, for me, again, I'm very blessed because I was in this church with this community activity, and then they have this healing camp for couples. And that's where we took the opportunity and went through it. So my advice to you is look for a community. If you can find from community club, if you can find from this group, you can find from this interest group, and invite your spouse. Hey, can we join this family program together with our children? Now, I'm not talking about going for an amusement park for a day. No, that's not the community I'm talking about. The community I'm talking about is that you know that you can be there regularly. And not only that, a community that look out for each other, a community that care for each other. Right, so this will be a direction I share for you. Now there are another direction that I would like to share. But also because Stephanie and myself, we are doing couple mentoring. So this is where I encourage you, if possible, then go for some so-called couple enrichment program. Now, if you couldn't, firstly, of course, my purpose is to give you direction, and you can go and find any of this couple enrichment program. There is even one program that allow you to enjoy to know each other doing the couple profiling. So it's a very unbiased, not intrusive kind of enrichment program. So that your other spouse will not take it very negatively. So invite your spouse. Say that, hey, can we join this couple enrichment program? And through the enrichment program, in this case, wow, do profiling together, learn how to know each other, know how to enjoy each other. So I would say that that would be a very good way to build positive experience, to build positive relationship. Now, today I've shared with you several principles, and this is something that firstly is through my counseling, training, and also when I was a teacher, dealing with students, dealing with parents, and of course now being a husband and being a father. It gave me a lot of insight, and that's where I have learned all this. Some learn professionally, some learn through experience, some learn through pain. Now, there are many more that I want to share, but I will leave it to next week. So, to summarize, what I would like to share is firstly, we know that we have challenges with our children. And many times it's because due to our own upbringing, our own experiences, especially those that are negative. And that's why through parenting, we transfer it to our children. And when we transfer it to our children, we also start to see negative behavior from them. And that frustrates us. And when it frustrates us, we do not know what to do. And not forgetting, because we ourselves has also been hurt before. So how can a so-called someone that who has been hurt and want to help someone who is younger to do well? So first things first, seek to understand yourself, whether you are introvert, whether you are extrovert, and whether being extrovert, what kind of temperament you have, being introvert, what kind of temperament you have, what kind of habits you have. And if that case, and especially if it's negative, and if I'm transferring this to my children and to my spouse, what can I do for myself? So again, I talk about personality. And then after that, we talk about negative transference. And because through the negative transference, your child, through observational learning, also pick up those negative emotions. And from there, it translate into negative behavior. So in order to start it right, the very first step of restoration, which now I bring in the restore framework. But today I only share with the first step, is to restore yourself. And in order to restore yourself, you will need to heal. Then again, if you can do it through your own journey, like what Douglas is doing, that is great. And one more time, I want to reiterate, Douglas, you're on the right path. You're doing it right already. You just need time. All right?
Well, Roland, sorry to interrupt.
Mhm.
I am really not too sure about that because I think I've come to a point where I got one full circle and still end up in the same place and maybe worse than before. Maybe I quote one simple example.
Okay.
When we first started the family, I take a very I'm a lead in the family, so I have a strong vision of how we want to bring up the family. I share with my wife a lot, and I also welcome a lot of discussion uh, and debates because I wanted to formulate um, a joint vision of how we want to lead our lives and bring up the family. And I've been an engineer, I'm also very structured in a way. After setting up the vision and very quickly I'll go into plans, but I want my plans to be endorsed by my wife as well because we are going on this journey together. Yeah. So initially, it's all well and good because I mean all this vision, all these plans are all wonderful. Yeah, and she can see who and she acknowledges it and she supports it. Yeah, but along the way, of course, the problem comes with execution. Along the way, I mean, when we need to get certain things done and so on and so forth, yeah, things start to crumble, and she doesn't like it. Yeah, that I'm thinking, everything must be planned, everything must be done, and so on and so forth. And she really hated me being in a position of a leadership position in the family. Yeah, so I took a lot of effort to change. Yeah, and fast forward 5 years later, I'm actually the total opposite. Yeah, I've changed. In fact, I constantly listen out to her to understand what does she want me to change, and I change. Yeah, but recently, she told me that one of the things that she resent me was I never took a leadership role in the family. So it really got me very puzzled, and it just made me feel that after 5 years of constantly changing to exactly what she wants me to be, yeah, I'm going nowhere. So when you say if I'm on the right path, I mean I see I don't really see it that way. And this is just one of the many examples what I have changed. Yeah. I mean yeah.
Yeah.
I mean for short time I don't want to share too much, but just generally this is the situation. Yeah.
Yes, I know. So you are saying that at this point of time, you have not seen the result that you want, right? Now, so this is,
Yeah,
yes,
correct.
correct. Now, I say that you're on the right path, but it doesn't mean that you can see the result immediately. Because don't forget, at this stage, in order to make it happen, it's not only depending on you, it's also your spouse. Remember, I say that if you think that in this relationship, only you are at fault, then it's also not correct.
I have also shared that she she have gone on her own healing journey, and at this point she have assessed that yeah, I'm the one that need to heal before uh you know before
Mm,
anything can happen.
yeah,
Yeah, and her mandate for me is yeah, go and heal yourself.
yeah.
She,
Okay. So
mm,
again, this is also a typical situation where one spouse would think that he or she is right, and the other spouse think that he or she is wrong. And again, I do not know what kind of exploration, self-exploration you have gone through. Right? If I were to assess it myself, of course, I would say that I'm right. And then the other party, after assessment, will also say that he or she is wrong. It's because of the two different personality.
mm,
So again, it's about extrovert and introvert or opposite personality. And of course,
mm,
in this situation, for a partnership to really work, it's not healthy, right? Because in the partnership, it's never one party right and the other party is wrong. It's both. Okay, so my point
mm,
right
mm,
now, That's why it's important for you and your wife is to find an opportunity to work together. In fact, when you all do go your two different paths, actually it doesn't give you all the opportunity to understand and know each other and interact with each other. So take note again. What you need to do is to. By the way, I want to ask: have both of you gone through any couple profiling?
Uh, no, but we went through many workshops and counseling together.
I understand. I understand about all this. But one more time. So you all have not gone through any couple profiling, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Now, again, like even now, this is what we call group counseling, if you want to call it that way. But again, it cannot address fully. I would encourage both of you. Likelihood you'll be the one to initiate. And if you want, you can put it across. It's really more for, I mean, I'm using this narrative on your behalf, right? So it's more for me to understand you and for you to understand me better. Right. So again, if you want, I would able to forward to you, and or you can explore yourself. Unless you want some recommendation from us,
Yes, I
we
would
can.
like to.
Yeah. Okay. So I will. What we can do is that we can forward you, this particular organization, and you can explore it yourself, where they offer couple enrichment program, and one of the program is actually to do a couple profiling, and then through the couple profiling is to really know each other and find a way or learn a way to communicate issue. Right. Now, do take note again, because if you don't have a proper way to communicate, it's always one-sided. The one with a stronger personality will always think that the other personality is always wrong. All right.
Actually,
And
for
that,
my case, the other way around. I mean, I have a strong personality, but my wife is the one that is telling me that I am wrong, which is the reason why I'm in this journey to understand. You know,
yes,
I may have some trauma that I don't even know about. As far as I know at this point, no, I don't.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Okay, so again, this will be my suggestion to you. So if especially you are the one who able to initiate, then really invite your wife
Yeah.
to join you for this so-called couple enrichment program, and then go through a couple profiling. The profiling is also because it covers many aspects of your couple's life.
Yeah.
All right,
Great,
it cover.
That's great.
So
Yeah.
from there, we were able to find exactly where is the conflict, where is the so-called the gap, and
Okay.
that's once that has been so-called identified, then that's where you can correctly zoom it, and it becomes very targeted, rather than you are the problem. I am not the problem. Now it's too generalized to make such statement, and it can be very hurtful.
Certainly very hurtful. Yeah. I wouldn't say generalize because I mean I can say white or black and both are wrong. Yeah. So how can that be? Yeah. So it's certainly hurtful and yeah, especially over a long period of time.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
But then I agree. I mean I want to move forward from here.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So yeah. Thank you very much. Do recommend me the program for the profiling.
Yes. All right. So again, this will be something that I'll encourage because it becomes very objective rather than being personal. Like for
Okay.
example, okay, I just only mention one aspect, financial expectation. Right? Someone may think that you are doing very well, but the other spouse may think, no, we are not doing well. So then sometimes it explains a lot why there is a tension. But if both of them think the same way, then we know that there is a same understanding. So that profiling will show where exactly the gaps are. All right.
Okay.
Okay, now I want to attend to Hannah. Hannah, yes, you raise your hand.
I send you a message. Maybe you can read first.
Okay, hang on. Okay, Hannah, this is very, very courageous of you. All right. I'm not sure whether you are a Christian or not. Are you a Christian?
Yes.
Okay, now, of course, then being a Christian, then that is where you can have an opportunity to have some community support. And definitely to seek help from there will be a good way. I'm so glad to hear you that in the first place is to heal yourself. Because sometimes it's also, I don't know you, right? But if there's any hurt in yourself, sometimes it also will affect your spouse. Now, I'm not saying that your spouse has the right to scold you or to scold your children. I'm not saying that. But sometimes it's also because inside you, if there's a healing, then that is when may able to give you certain strength. And with that strength, example, I'm just giving example. He may have that respect for you. All right? He can have that respect for you. So again, I'm just making some generalization. I'm just generalize and jump onto some speculation and guessing that you may have a softer personality. If you say that he has been scolding you and the children like very often, then he has a stronger personality. That is also important for you not to go against him. I'm not asking you that you have to go and fight with him or go and argue with him. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that your inner self will have the self-healing so that you have the confidence in yourself, because that confidence and that faith will build your personality, and with that personality to gain that kind of respect from your spouse. And again, one more time, I'm not asking you to speak or shout or to argue with him. No, that's not the confidence I'm talking about. Right? The confidence is that when he speaks to you and when you react, you are not fear. You're not in fear. You're not intimidated. You can hold your ground, but you're still gentle. You are still calm, that he can feel it. Again, if you don't mind me asking, is your husband also a Christian or not?
Yes, he is.
Okay, then this also will be an opportunity. See whether the church as a community got any couple enrichment program. And that is where to allow both of you to come together and what we call create positive emotion.
We
Positive
act, but my husband don't want to join.
I understand. I understand. So in other words, right, continue to work with yourself. Start from yourself first. All right. And then from there, he, you see, take note again. Remember I use the word transference. So this is where start from yourself and you live it right. Build your confidence, your steadiness, and not in fear, but in good strength. And so that you can transfer this to your children, especially your children. And also eventually, you can transfer it to your husband and continue, right, to strive for that. So think again, in one thing, whatever that's within your control, you do it. Whatever not in your control, then don't be bothered by it. So think note one more time. You cannot change your spouse and don't attempt to do that. right? But more importantly is strengthen yourself, heal yourself. So this will be my encouragement. Now, what I hope for next Sunday, right, is to share the next step. But what I hope is that for you is that the
Roland, next Sunday cannot.
huh?
Next Sunday cannot.
Next Sunday cannot ah?
Next 2 Sunday we are out.
Aiya. Okay, then in that case, right, this is what I can do. This is your 2 weeks homework. 2 weeks of homework. Firstly is to continue to explore and understand yourself and find out more. And in fact, if the next time I were to see you, tell me, are you an introvert or are you an extrovert? Now go and find out about these two personalities. And then after that, you relate it to yourself and your spouse. Are you all like that? And then go and find out more. Whether you're extrovert or introvert. How should you improve yourself? Next is to identify. Do you have any hurt that is buried in you due to your past hurt? Now, if there is, how can you heal yourself? So this will be the second. Third, if let's say it's about you and your spouse, go for a couple enrichment program. And depending on the situation or the condition or how bad it is, my encouragement, like what I told Douglas, which I also will share with him, and if anyone are interested, then we also can give you the information, right? Then go for this couple enrichment program where you all can do couple profiling so that you can know each other. And for all you know, if you look at the profiling result, you may be not surprised at all. In fact, you may realize that no wonder. All right, no wonder. And from that, I hope that that will be the beginning, right? Not only a healing for yourself, but also with your spouse. Right? I know again, because if the other spouse, either is it a introvert or whether is it a extrovert, it's not easy to get them on board. So one more time, it will continue, right, to work on yourself first, right? Work with yourself. This is what you can do, right? Now, of course, lastly, this is something that I also encourage. I know that why you're on board because you got to know about my mentoring program. So I hope that mentoring is something that you can venture into. Firstly, with the mentoring skill, when I train you, you can firstly use the mentoring on yourself. And this is what we call self-talk therapy. So with the mentoring skill that I'll be training you with, you can apply those mentoring skills through self-talk therapy. Secondly, I also hope that with the mentoring skill, you can also mentor your children. So in other words, right, rather than parenting your children, so can we mentor your children? I hope that with that, that also show that you are proactive, and that also something that you can show to your spouse that is something that you can do for the family. And if possible, even invite your spouse to join our mentoring program. And then from there, learn those skills so that together you can mentor your children. And with that something to do to that together, then both of you will find the opportunity to know each other better. Right? I also hope that through that journey, I also can get to know you all and then to know that, oh, how you can improve your relationship. Or should I say, how you can improve together so that you can become good mentor to your children. So this is something I look forward to. All right. Now, with that, before I end, Hannah, I see you raise your hand. You still have something that you want to say?
I want to ask that do you have any contact for children counseling or like play therapy, anything that any
Okay.
context?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, this is something that I will encourage you first. All right. Is to firstly, uh, to learn how to communicate with your child first. All right, with your child first. And if possible, is to pick up some mentoring skill. Start with that. And then once you understand that, then that is where you will see whether, firstly, does your child really need counseling? My point is, because counseling usually it means that you're telling your child you got a problem. Now, if your child disagree with you, counseling will not work. So one more thing, when I teach mentoring or counseling, right, is the counselee or the mentee, are they ready for change? So if your child is not ready for change, if you refer her to a counselor, it will not work. All right, it will not work. Because simply the child will think that I am not the problem. Maybe my mom is the problem. Why am I going for counseling when my mom is the problem, when my father is the problem? Can you see? Right. So again, because I'm a counselor, I was a counselor, so I know how it feels like. So to me right now is that be a mentor to your child first. Support them and understand them from their perspective, being a mentor. And then after that, you will see how you can support your child, especially when they start to come to you and tell you that, Mom, I need help. Now, the moment that when they spoke to you this way, you know already. Your child is ready for change. By then, if you refer him or her, in this case your daughter, to a counselor, then it will work. Right, so this is my suggestion to you, which at this stage I will not recommend. All right, counseling at this stage. Okay, right. So of course, if you I hope to see you, not only Sundays, but I hope to see you that to really join us in this mentoring program, where firstly, we learn. It's not about disciplining our children. It's not about parenting our children, but it's about how we mentor our children. And I believe that you can mentor your children for life, right? Even until where they are very, very old. Okay, good. So with that, but like what Stephanie said, the next two Sunday, we are not able to run. If it's not next two Sunday, then when will be the next? Let me look at the calendar. One, two. Oh, then it will be on the 7th, right? 7th of January. Oh,
Fourth lah.
4th of January. Oh yeah, 4th of January.
It's okay lah. We can update again if we have the
Yeah,
next session,
yeah.
right? But I think it's more like so this will be the mentoring supporting group that we have shared. Yeah.
Yes, correct. So again, like I mentioned, the next time, 4th of January, I'll be going to the second stage of the Restore framework. So the very first step is heal yourself, right? And take note of some of the principles that I've shared with you. So I look forward to see you all again the next time, right? And better still, to see you all with our mentoring program. All right. So with that, keep in touch. We'll inform you again and remind you again, and then we'll give you the Zoom link. All right. So with that, thank you so much. And I hope that you have some takeaway. With that, right? Bye bye. Have a good,
Thank you.
have a good week. All right.
Thank
Okay.
you.
See
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Thank you.